I would like to bring this discussion back on education and not on bureaucratization. As you all four might know, we are in a bit financially rough weather. And as you all might know, in giving education, teachers cost money and students yield money because we get money from the government for each student. Then there's this some kind of balance number, depends on the kind of education, about the number of students you need to come out of zero in your balance. That some people say is around 50 or around 80. What is your opinion on small-scale education, so programs that are smaller than that threshold, so actually losing money? Should we keep them, or should we get rid of them since they're losing money? I'm very curious to your opinions.
Okay, so small programs making a loss, what should we do?
Well,
I start with the older parties because they have 25 years experience.
We have 8 years of experience, but that's still a long time. We as Novum, if the educational quality of these programs is high enough, then we definitely think we should keep those programs at the university.
Who should pay for that?
That's a discussion that has to be done at the faculty council level, of course. But definitely, that's a discussion we have to do, and it depends per study, I would say. Okay. So I wouldn't say there's one answer to every study program with less than 50 students. I would say look at every program, at the quality. How do students think the program is running, and how does the dean of the faculty think about it? Because that's a discussion you have to do per program.
Anyone disagreeing with this point of view?
Well, we don't always have to do what the dean of the faculty thinks
true.
of it.
No. That's a bit. Oh, no,
sorry, Harm.
No. I don't say we have to. I'm not saying we should do what the dean has to, or the dean wants to, but we should definitely go into discussion with the dean and take his point of view also in consideration. I
agree completely when you say you have to look at every specific program and whether the program is worth the investment that you put in it, but you also have to look at if you're budgeting the program based upon the amount of students that's there and you're not willing to spend extra money in it, what is it going to do with the quality of that specific program? And if the program itself is suffering under it, then you as a university are offering education to students which is under the level that you require of yourself. So that is something that you have to keep in mind, that if you want a small-scale program, if we together choose that we want this, then we have to be willing to free up the budget for this program to be of a certain quality that we find acceptable as students and as a university.
I would agree with clear distribution of budget. And the only thing that I would certainly say, we don't need to waste money on certain things. If to be honest, looking at this audience, I'm not completely sure that we had to spend so much money for this debate. If to be honest, this cost lots. And sending us just for a chat, I'm not sure that we had to spend this money right here where we could distribute it for our education. That's the only point that I have an impression for today's event, you know.
You forget the millions of people at home.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm, you know.
Anything to say?
I think, yeah.
On the program issues.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah. No, done. I think if I read like the strategic program of Maastricht University and also for the future, I always see leading and learning, and I also always see PBL.
Yeah.
So and everyone, when I came here, people told me PBL requires little groups. So I think we have our basic foundation in PBL, we have our basic foundation in really high quality, which is based on an entire system, which is small groups. So we have to show that we are the best in it. And if we show it, I think we should get the funding for it. I just know that there are, I think, 80 billions right now from Europe, which are distributed between the universities. And they go to the universities which do the best education, which have the best programs, which are the best. So we should do the best for us, for our students. and then get the best money for it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the audience on educational quality? Yes? If you yes, please.
Okay, well. First of all, yeah, thank you very much for the nice comments. And just maybe to back up, talking about the proofs of the lost documents and the bureaucracy, I think it would be interesting to see how many people, even from this small community, have had issues with that. I'm sure it would have been a lot. In the year that I came to study in University of Maastricht, I came myself from Lithuania, so that's not Germany, that's not Aachen, that's a little bit more far away, you know? And after dealing with the admission office for half a year, because I applied quite in advance, I found myself on a red list together with, I think, half of the students who were there. So I bet that this was really not recorded in those documents that somebody brought here. But this is a fact that nobody can deny, and I can prove that. Yes, maybe my question was maybe to DOPE, because I see that everybody accentuates that it is important to have education in university. I think it's obvious, because that's the institution that is done for that. And I think that none of the candidates would say that it is not important. That's why seeing such a nice group of young people, of DOPE especially, I think it's really outstanding to see them. Yeah, so
could you move toward a question?
Yeah, the question is, what is so specific, maybe, that you have been doing for the past 23 years? You accentuated education and student facilities, but maybe really specific things. How do you say you are different from all other candidates who also accentuates the importance of education?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity and for the question. Well, what we have been doing on the field of education, we have linked it in this case, also in our specific challenge, to the facilities that you need for a good academic environment. And what we've achieved in specifically the last year, for instance, is that together with a task force in which my predecessor, former chairman of DOPE, and the faculty of a university council member was present, 200 new extra study places have been created. So where we say the libraries are overcrowded and we need to facilitate that people are capable of actually learning in a relatively quiet environment, we created these new study places to be implemented next year. We also said that when it's important to have a good information flow. So for this year, what we're focusing on is trying to improve the ICT facility, specifically the way that Ilium, MyUM, but especially the question database, ESC, works in how to implement your questions. Because I personally find it very irritating that if I have a problem at this university and I want to get in contact with someone, I have to fill in 5 different questionnaires to get into contact with someone, and even then I'm going to get an indirect email. Personally, there is room for a little bit more of a personal touch in that, so that people are actually telling me what I need to know instead of just redirecting me to somebody else.
Short, brief, but I also want to go to the next challenge. So.
Just real short, like the study places, where are they? Like, where can I find them then? Or do you have like just concrete? You say next year they have the studies places. Can you show me the place now? Where
you can put them in the inner city library. You can just build an extra floor on that. But they're going to be flexible workplaces either at the faculties or around them, or a little bit more outside of the city center. But if you want to have a quiet place that you can study, the distance, we've already asked that to students whether they mind to go the distance, and they don't. Yeah. So.
Then that hasn't been achieved, and there's being worked on that.
No, it's not achieved. Actually, we got the agreement of the university board that these places are going to be there, so it's an achievement.
But so they will be there?
Yeah, they will.